turn me up. I like my money like I like my niggas. Green face card, never decline of what I mean. Act up and you gon' make me make a scene. Only time you hear my voice is when they play me on the screen. Got bad habits, I'm not the one you wanna keep. She a trap star, put that lady on a tree. Got her ass so shook, she shaking like an apple tree. Yeah, this life ain't meant for you, but baby girl, it's meant for me. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. This lifestyle got girlies clocking on my teeth. This lifestyle can get you far, know what I mean. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. What it do? This my boo, she from the south. We running man just like these bitches run they mouth. I got the juice, but they still claiming it's a drought. If I say I'm coming through, I'm about to flip the house. That boy crazy, say he tryna have my baby. Hold on, Slim Shady, just like Mariah, drive him crazy. Got him stressed, make him feel it in his chest. Ask him how it feel, just like a bullet with no vest. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me. This lifestyle got girlies clocking on my teeth. This lifestyle can get you far, know what I mean. This lifestyle ain't meant for you, it's meant for me.
Yes, and I am using a speaker. And before I go live right now, after I'm finished with this video, I want y'all to know, from now on, if you're commenting something weird, rude, disgusting, or you're just being mean and trying to call me ugly and chopped and stuff, coming at me, coming for me in my live or something, or in the comments on one of my videos, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna block you because I'm tired of it and y'all are getting on my nerves. It's because I'm not the 1, the 2, the 3, or the 4. Not even the 5. It's not the time or the place. I get paid to do this stuff. You do not. Let's not do this. Because I hate to block people's accounts. It gets on my nerves. And I bet you it's going to get on your nerves. So keep your comments. If they're rude, keep them to yourself.
Welcome back to the Vibers, the Blue Heart Gang Gang Gang. And if you're just getting here for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click those notification bells so that you can know every time I go live or when I do another upload. Because now we are in a relationship and yeah, we got to get into this bullshit. Now, girl, you know we don't gatekeep over here. Get yourself over to LanoShopping55.com right now. And I mean now. Look at this price point for this cute outfit. Have we not been looking for a shop that, number one, is owned by a Black woman, but number two, actually has cute and affordable clothing? Yes, look no further. Honey, I was so shocked when one of our Vibers showed us the website. I was like, yo, how come we don't know about this stuff? But look, I'm putting you on, check it out. And when I tell you there is not a piece on there that I would not rock or buy for someone else. And the prices are amazing. The fashions are right on point. And what I really love about her shop is how inclusive it is. And when I say that, this is what I mean. You know how like all the sexy clothes are usually for the skinny chicks? Not on Lano Shop, honey. On LanoShopping55.com, even the plus size baddies get good looking gear. And the price is still right. Make sure you guys head over there because listen, free shipping on orders over $50. And honey, you're gonna wanna spend more than $50. And you can actually get on the email list for an additional percentage off of your order. You cannot beat it. Baby, look at those jeans. I cannot wait to put these hips in those jeans. Head over there. Let me know what you guys think about it. LanoShopping55.com. There will be a link pinned in the comment section. What up, y'all? What is going on? It's your girl, baby, and we are back. So let me see who is here. What's going on? Love on High. Songs by Alicia. Okay, what is going on? And shout out to Cece, my chat nemesis, who cannot stand when I talk about Clarissa Shields, baby. Cece be trying to be all up in my shit, honey. but my sentiments exactly. Free Quan. So look, before we get into this mess, we're gonna be talking about this situation. Because I don't think that everybody completely understands the case going on between Naquan Palmer, more affectionately known as the DL Whisperer, and TS Madison. So most of you guys know by now that he's locked up and he's approaching the 90-day mark, right? Oh, thank you guys. Baby, you know what? I ain't took this girl out in like, I think she been in a closet for a year. Like, I don't know why. I'm like, you know what? I used to wear my other one with the platinum blonde and this one. It's been a while. So I was like, you know what? Let me bring them girls out the closet because they deserve some airtime. Okay. Miss Too Hard to Please said, oh, you cute baby. Look, I'm trying to be a baddie. Am I bad enough? No, I'm just playing. I hope everybody is doing well. Listen, do we have any birthdays or anything that we need to be celebrating? Anything we need to shout out? Do we have any milestones that I may have missed? And if we do have some milestones that you want, definitely shout it out in the live stream. Send an email to Judge Lalas at gmail.com, and that is going straight to Aaliyah TV, or you can actually inbox Aaliyah TV on IG and she'll make sure that we include whatever you need into the live stream. Okay, shout out to this super chats. Okay, thank you so very very much. Let me keep it real. Okay, we love it. Thank you so very much, Muffin. And shout out to DJ Witch Doctor. Thank you so very much. Welcome, DJ Witch Doctor. All right. So listen, I'm giving 40. Hey, not bad for a half a centurion and a little change, sis. You know what I'm saying? Not so bad, right? I'll take 40. Thank you guys. So, skin glowing. I'm telling y'all, IV therapy. IV therapy is what all of the girlies need to do. One of the main things, and a lot of people try to steer people away from this, and I've heard Tasha talking about this lately as well. But Vibers know we've been on it for a minute. Glutathione. Okay, people say, for some reason, people say that it bleaches your skin. It does not. What it does though is if you have discoloration, like dark circles from like vitamin deficiencies, hyperpigmentation, it clears your skin. Glutathione is a master antioxidant, right? And with it being a master antioxidant, what it does is it basically detoxes your liver. And so your liver kind of, regulates your body dismisses fat and all this kind of stuff. So between the glutathione with in my IV therapy, cod liver oil, I am getting the D3 from Tasha as well. The D3 is good. We all need our vitamin D. All need that, especially black folks or whatever. I do my vitamin C. Of course, all of my B vitamins. I'm telling you, it is very, 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 very central to me not aging like milk. You know what I'm saying? And you got to stay fuck nigga free. Okay. Do not get with a man that's going to stress you out, have you crying, run up behind his black ass because he cheating. Don't deal with that. That will age your ass faster than anything. Keep a positive mindset for what you want. Stay goal orientated. Stay on a frequency that serves you. If you're around people, this on that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Everything is doom and gloom. They have nothing positive to say. Like everything's bad all the time. Change frequencies. Change frequencies. Okay. So that's what I try to do. Sometimes I mess up, I regress, and I'll get on some bullshit. We human, but I try to stay on a frequency that serves. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that way we could serve face, baby. We could serve face. But anyway, let's go ahead and did I miss anything? Did I miss? Do we have some celebrations? Birthdays. Let me see. Melanin blocker, be careful on dosage. Oh, I'm very, very safe dosage. Those people, so I do think it will bleach you if you overdo it, but I don't think I can afford to overdo it. For my membership at my IV therapy runs me $340 a month. So I get my B vitamins, and I get my NAD. NAD, that's another one. I keep saying we're gonna have a stream where we talk about all of these things, and we are, y'all, we are. NAD, that is another supplement that you want to get into, especially if you're into anti-aging and stuff like that, so that you can do the preventative stuff or whatever. I have no Botox, but I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I'm not against Botox. I'm not against filler. I just like, if I ever do use it, I'm gonna let you guys know, and I'm gonna take y'all along with the journey, because I am considering um maybe doing maybe there, I can see where Father Time is saying, hey girl, come here. I can see it. So I may do some preventative measures there, but right now I'm good. But NAD rebuilds your cells um on the ends, from it rebuilds from a cellular level. So the cells that you need to be regenerated, that's what NAD does. NAD is so explosive, and so it's so really good. It's so good at putting that oxygen into your cells and regenerating them, that if you do get it in an IV drip, it has to be very slow, because you can literally feel it as it's working. A lot of times I just get the injections, because to get a drip, it's literally an all day process, because they have to drip you really slow. But I tell you what, I can't prove it, but I do feel like a lot of the celebrities that are aging backwards, that aren't going under the knife, I really feel like they're using NAD. It's good for men too. I feel like you've been doing Botox for 20. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it yet. And again, when I feel like it's necessary, look, you will not ever be able to shame me from going. When it's necessary, baby, I'm going to do it. Okay? Um, so happy Sunday, happy Sunday. You love it too, Lovejoy. I'm telling you, um, I am pretty damn gangster. Y'all see her in the chat sometimes. She introduced me to IV therapy. Let me see. Taz and I have been together going on 11 years now. So that means she introduced me to it about 11 years ago. And I used to be like, girl, what you mean you going to get an IV line? Girl, are you on drugs? And she'd be like, Nyla, no, I'm not on drugs. And so she started explaining to me. She was like, I'm getting addicted to it. I love it. And I'm like, girl. And I've been hooked. I have been hooked on it. Okay. And if you want to know more, Fuzzy Spirals, you see her in the chat sometimes. She knows all about it. She has a business where she does it. Like I'm telling y'all, it's the best thing that you could do with your life. Okay. DJ Witch Doctor says, so I don't stress my girl out. She gonna age slow. Yes, don't stress her out. Don't stress her out. Um, you know, give her what she needs when she needs it, Muffin. If you get my drift, okay? Give her what she needs whenever she need it, okay? And you take care of her, she'll take care of you, baby. Okay. Let me stop being ignorant. But yeah, don't stress the girls out, okay? And the girls will treat you well. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Thank you, Christine Leach. Thank you. She says, I don't look no ways tired, baby. I did have my nap, and I'm gonna take my naps too. I am on a new multivitamin, because I was getting really drained, because y'all know I have feminine issues with PCOS and endometriosis. And did y'all know, like, we're not talking about the subject now, but we are going to be talking about these people that are claiming womanhood who will never have endometriosis or PCOS. By the way, if you have any of those things, can you imagine over in the UK, their spokesperson for endometriosis and PCOS is a trans identified male? Can you believe it? Someone that knows nothing of that plight could never. That's who the spokesperson is. And that's why we need to get into these topics. And yeah, we ain't going. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Yeah, and exactly, voice of which, that's something that I've dealt with as well. But did y'all know that now women who are suffering from I believe it's both, but I think it might just be endometriosis or it might be both of them, right? It's gotten so bad because I know y'all know most of the time if y'all don't see me for a few days, that's why. I'm not exaggerating. It is very painful. I literally be in here like screaming, and I'm not exact. That is the pain. But I did get approved to get something. I finally got an approval to I am going to be getting the surgery, so I'm going to be getting some stuff done. I know it's TMI, but whatever. We're girls. This is what the fuck we do, right? But the girls that have PCOS and endometriosis, it's so bad that now they're getting disability for it because but you know what? That's good though. Because if I had to work a traditional job, I would get fired. I could not imagine having to go to work. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would not be able to do it. With PCOS and endometriosis, there's no way. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I am literally during that time for a couple of hours a day in so much pain and nothing helps. Nothing. Okay, especially like for like 3 days straight I'm like that. So typically that's what it is. And then you lose so much iron and stuff that sometimes you have to go get an infusion. Sometimes like it's just child. The recovery process just from having a regular cycle is insane. But yeah, she's oh my goodness, 17. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's no joke. Okay. Let me see. Venus says I got 3 D&C surgeries in the last 10 years to remove endometrial polyps. Thank God they're benign. Oh, thank God. Thank God. And I'm glad that you got it removed. Do you know I have been wanting a hysterectomy since 2023? And y'all know how old I am. They would not. I did not want to do any of the alternative. They would not approve me for it. They would not. But now I'm able to get it. Yeah. So Shanae said, yeah, some people don't know what that is. That's true. That's true. Um, Jennifer says some of my cousins have endometriosis and their pregnancies were hard as hell, like their periods, and my one cousin was super anemic. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, okay? Does the Chinese flower steam heating pad help at all? You know what? I've never tried that to alleviate pain. I've done like the detox pads and steams and stuff, but I've never tried it to alleviate pain. I can't imagine that it will, but it might. I'm willing to try anything. Um by Grace says I got mine in 2014. That's the best thing I ever did. I'm probably gonna have to edit this video because there's gonna be somebody in the comments saying, Nyla, I didn't come to talk about your female issues. I came for those in the title. So we better get to it. Chop, chop. You know what I'm saying? But we do need to have the conversation. We do. I've been saying that we're going to do it. Stuff just been happening. We're definitely going to do it. What's going on, Black Beauty Girl Alive? Um, the Samantha Edit says my oncologist wants to do a hysterectomy on me because my breast cancer is purely hormone driven. I am you know what though? I know I don't physically see you or whatever, but energetically, it's just it does not give you are dealing with that. And I know why. It's because you didn't already won that battle. Because you've already won that battle. I know that that's a hard thing that you're going through. I cannot imagine. I've watched many people go through that, especially during my tenure as a salon owner. I had lots of clients that dealt with it. Child, we on the floor crying, praying. I didn't shave my head bald 4 times to support my clients doing that. So yeah. I agree, Cece. It is a good topic for another day. It is. She's will feel like a whole. Everyone says that I'm gonna feel like a whole new woman after surgery. Baby, my mom be like, cause my mom real old school. She be like, I wouldn't let them do that to me. They're it's bad and all this kind of, cause she's that age. They don't like doctors. They don't believe in them. They don't trust them. She think everything is a Tuskegee experiment. And so I cannot get her to understand. Don't you know? I'd be walking around here bent over in pain, like girl. So we're going to get it done. Though. We're going to get it done. Okay. She says, thank you. This will be my second time kicking it in the ass. Samantha, I don't know what the calling is on your life. I do not know what the purpose is, but you keep fucking going. Because if that came back, I do believe that some things are spiritual. I really, really do. For you to kick its ass 2 times, there is something that you are destined to do, that there is a force that does not want you to do it, but because you kicking its ass, it means you're going to persevere, and you're going to kick it again, and you're going to complete whatever mission it is that you are supposed to complete. I believe that, and I hope you receive that. Okay, amen. So let's get into this topic. I need to say this as a disclaimer because y'all know the people be getting all mad and upset when you have this conversation, because the nature of men, and I'm not saying all men, right? But the nature of a lot of men, especially patriarchal males, is to suppress, right? And so I do not advocate or believe in the bullying or the attack of people simply because they are trans identified males, but I do believe in the autonomy and the protection of womanhood in our spaces. I do believe that. So I have nothing again. Like I said, Storm Monroe. Why did I say Storm? Because his last name is Monroe. Flame Monroe. Okay, one of my favorites. One of my favorites, hand down. I love me some Flame Monroe, right? But Flame Monroe is also at odds with the trans community, because Flame is like, yo, biologically we are male, we're not this or whatever. And because Flame says that, Flame is getting called a turf. And if you don't know what turf means, it's trans exclusionary radical feminist, and whatever, they can call you whatever you want or whatever. But these males, and the messy sweet spot, I love, baby, I love her. Okay. And it's because I do not get that energy that I get from the TS Madisons, the Dominique Morgans, who like have this thing where they want to bully women, right? Not only bully women, but tell us, oh, y'all are jealous, and y'all know this narrative, all of our men are on the DL and being with them. Don't nobody care about that. They really got mad when, we were saying that, men who sleep with them are gay. It's just weird, like, cuz like, who's gay now? You know what I'm saying? Could y'all ask me that? Because now I feel like, and I'm gonna show what I'm talking about. I feel like they're trying to remove what gay is to replace it with this trans stuff. I really do. Like, for instance, let me get this in here. Let me get this into the stream, because I'm trying to figure out, why is it that a little while ago Dominique Morgan identified, and we're going to get into the case. We got some court documents to read, because it looks like T.S. Madison not only lied on the DL Whisperer, but probably fabricated something, a screenshot. So I don't even think that people know the full extent of what is going on with DL Whisperer and why DL Whisperer is locked up, but it's based on bullshit. So Dominique Morgan, right? This is from 2017. So this is, like 11 years ago, almost 11 years ago, right? Well, 10, it was, yeah, almost 11 years ago, almost. During this time, Dominique was saying that he was a gay black man. Now, we know that Dominique is on his way to prison, wig and all, on his way to prison, because he started working for the Oak Ridge Project, started all these other non-profit organizations and stuff like that, and really was stealing money. So he gets busted, right? And DL Whisperer was talking about it, discussing it, and was on the money, right? in literally breaking this stuff down while simultaneously having these conversations that women need to have about what is happening to us in these spaces that are being invaded very rudely by trans identified males. And Dominique in 2017 was just a gay man, right? Still starting all these different non-for-profits. This nigga done started so many non-for-profits, it don't make no sense. One of them was about uh breaking down the criminal justice system, or the prison system. Like, they're really, these stupid ass organizations that he makes are simply, in my opinion, just some bullshit to get a grant and get some money. Okay? So in this case, a gay black man, he founded Queer People of Color Nebraska and is former president of the Heartland Pride. He's held all these positions in all these spaces in the LGBT community, but he uses it as a springboard in order to secure funding, right? And you know, it's just, he's a scammer, point blank, period. And it's really interesting because if we tell you that Stormy is a scammer, who you know I'm talking about, Stormy Wellington. We've been saying that Stormy is a scammer for the longest. Finally, Stormy gets caught up, right? Nobody is disagreeing. Ain't nobody defending Stormy besides her cult members. Everybody understands Stormy is out here scamming and scheming and all this kind of stuff. But you go into the comment section where they're talking about Dominique, and it's, I stand with Dominique. Uh, I stand with them. It's just insane. But we know niggas will protect other niggas when it comes to criminality. Okay, amen. That's what they do. All right, and Miss Didi said TS started with him and doxed him, and the other man was bothered. Absolutely. We saw all of that. Absolutely. TS definitely started this shit with him and literally dug through his credit report, did all kind of stuff, right? TS started it. But wait till y'all see what TS did in order to get him locked up. Wait till y'all like even hear. And I want to ask y'all something. While TS was acting as if he couldn't go head up with another man, right? Let's talk about it. TS was literally acting, first of all, number one, like you a badass, right? Like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, like popping off. Now, you know how TS popped off at the mouth at Tasha, threatened what I think TS came on my platform like maybe 7 or 8 months ago and said that never happened, but I could have sworn that TS threatened to fight Tasha. And you know what? TS did. TS definitely threatened, because this is what TS said, because I remember it pissed me off, because when Storm interviewed me about femininity and about womanhood, I brought it up. TS Madison specifically said to Tasha K, we're two bitches from Florida, right? And I was appalled because only one bitch was from Florida, right? And I say bitch respectfully, right? And I'm like, what do you mean we two bitches? Y'all two bitches from Florida. You mean, girl, like, you're Trick Daddy. You're Trick Daddy. That he's from Florida. Y'all are the same. But you and Tasha are not the same. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we've been through the thing where, and to be fair, when TS came up, because I was dragging, TS came up and was like, you know, apologized for the insensitivity about the comments about the pads. Remember the, you know, the big pads she was complaining about in the bathroom and all this kind of stuff. And, I respect women. I love women, and all this kind of stuff. And after listening more and more, I just feel like TS wanted me to shut up and stop dragging him. Period. You know what I'm saying? But I brought this up because Dominique Morgan, is just basically an ex-con. Now, there are some people that did something, it's in their background, they done moved on. But this nigga goes to jail all the time. Not just jail, prison. Okay? This nigga likes to do illegal stuff. Dominique Morgan is a fucking criminal. Okay? That's why Dominique Morgan is facing what, like maybe like 15 years, 10 to 15 years in prison right now. So let me just read this article back when Dominique Morgan was just a gay man and not a woman. Okay? Because honestly, to me, I feel like the bag is bigger to be trans, right? Because what woman wants to walk around with a dick? I have no idea. But the bag is bigger to be a trans identified male for these non-for-profit organizations. So that's, in my opinion, that's why Dominique Morgan no longer identifies as a gay male and is now identifying as a trans identified male. Okay? We'll shorten that and call him Tim's. Okay? So it says Dominique Morgan is an R&B singer. I don't know what song Mr. Morgan sang. I wasn't here for the song, right? But Dominique Morgan is an R&B singer and songwriter, educator, volunteer, and well-known member of the Omaha music scene. A gay black man, he founded Queer People of Color. Why do we need to found an organization based on how you like to screw? Why is that necessary? Can someone explain to me why we need a freaking organization that is based on how you like to fuck? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about. A gay black man, he founded Queer People of Color Nebraska and is former president of Heartland Pride. He is known for his work with the LGBT community, prisoners, and those affected by alcohol and tobacco abuse. A former convict, Morgan is on the board of Family and Friends of Incarcerated People, which helps prisoners register to vote and donates books to prisons. Sounds admirable, right? What's going on, Anti? Anti says there are a lot of trans women who specifically decide against removal surgery. They make tons more money that way versus having yes, they sure do. And Lord knows Timothy loves talking about the size of his dingling. He does, okay? Shout out to Great Karma 777. Thank you so very much for the super chat. She says, "Good evening, Nyla Maz in chat. Not emphasis on D. Morgan is a fucking criminal." And yes, D. Morgan is a criminal. Okay? It says, while serving time in segregation at Tecumseh State Correctional Institution, Morgan wrote more than 300 songs while confined to his cell for 18 months. Well, that was a good use of time, right? So why were you in segregation? Because you talk too much. And the shit that you talk, well, men will whoop your ass for it. But that's why they don't mind talking that shit to women. So it says he is also an Omaha Entertainment and Arts Award board member, chairs an NAACP fundraiser, and is a 12-time Omaha Entertainment Awards nominee. Morgan's career includes work as a health educator at the Charles Drew Health Center, where he works with young people on topics of safe sex, finding jobs, and staying in school. This is the perfect job for an ex-con to have, okay? Soon to be current con again. Oh, would you look at here? So look, if y'all get to this point in the playback and what I'm about to show does not come through, it's because there was copyright issues and I edited out the video. But Mr. Morgan, I guess we're going to get his debut.
There are times in life when you feel like you cannot take another thing anymore.
Yeah, this is the time. Okay, so that was the debut, child. That was the debut. Okay. What's this? Hey, Jay, New Orleans, bro. He says, hold on one second. You're celebrating 1 month. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. He said it's our anniversary. Somebody send me an anniversary song. I gotta dig it out for y'all. Nyla the Baker, and that's word to Muffin and Girl Alive Nation. Keep slaying and showing them you will be saying amen. Okay, that's my bro la la right there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, come through. Yeah, we not gonna finish. We definitely not gonna finish this. Okay. Let me see. Angel Face Catrice says, "Hey Nyla Boo, what did I miss? I'm a T.S. Madison fan and I don't know what's going on with her situation, but I love you and I'm here to listen. Baby, I don't want you to listen. Cause baby, you're gonna get mad at me. You gonna get mad at me. I do have a video you might not be so mad about where we kind of had a cordial conversation after I started dragging her. But baby, look, I don't want you to be mad at me. I don't. Muffin, I do not want you to be mad at me, but baby, I cannot promise you shit. Okay? I can't promise you shit, baby. So I hope you don't be mad at me when I get through. Okay? I just hope not, baby. I really, really do. So let's just go ahead and get up on out of Dominique's business in that regard, right? Let me remove this real quick. So let's go ahead. Isn't Dominique? Yes. No, 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 no. Dominique isn't Cherry the Boom. Cherry the Boom is another Tim. Okay. She says, no, I won't get mad. That lady don't know me in real life. Right. Okay. So I'm just saying I don't want you to get mad. Okay. I don't want you to get mad. But yeah, let me get into some more stuff. So we do know that Dominique, because of what Dominique did with the Oracle project, I talked about this on Tasha K. Dominique was basically funding closet enhancements, buying clothes, buying Mercedes Benzes when Dominique was supposed to be doing advocacy work for this non-for-profit organization. He, whatever, was stealing money. Okay. So here's the thing. There is a connection that Dominique has with T.S. Madison. They just happened to meet around the same time that Dominique was starting other organizations and getting funding, and then all of a sudden they get introduced, and then here comes T.S. Madison getting a non-for-profit organization. Now it is the belief of many people that Dominique Morgan funded that, and I can tell you for sure, and I'm not saying allegedly, Dominique Morgan, because they forgot to change some of the settings in the documentation, Dominique Morgan, the person who had already been charged at this point with defrauding one other non-for-profit organization that was specifically for their community, put together all of the paperwork, all of the packaging. It's there. I see it. Okay. It was her templates. It was all Dominique stuff. T.S. Madison can lie all he wants to, but it was all there. Okay. Now, I'm going to get to the paperwork last to show where T.S. Madison lied on the DL Whisperer. But listen to this. And Aaliyah, can you do me a favor? And if you can, grab DL Whisperer's grab his GoFundMe link for his, help with legal counsel and all this kind of stuff too. Might as well go ahead and share that. Now, I cannot necessarily verify this, right? But from what I understand, Dominique Morgan, who's supposed to be sentenced, was supposed to be sentenced last month, is getting sentenced in a few days, right? And they were facing a substantial amount of time. Now, what I'm hearing is that time has been reduced to days. Now, a little birdie said to me that Dominique and T.S. Madison have parted ways. Like they're not cool no more. They've distanced themselves. I don't know that for sure, right? But Dominique pled guilty, was found guilty, and the minimum sentencing was pretty steep. And from what I'm understanding, they're expecting Dominique to only get days. Now, why and what does that have to do with T.S. Madison? You know, there's this thing where they will work with you if you give somebody else up who's committing a crime. Okay. Now, I'm just saying the theater of my mind and the mind of many other people are believing that Dominique may have given up T.S. Madison. Okay. Maybe, honey. Maybe. But T.S. Madison did make a statement. I'm sorry, not T.S. Madison. This other trans identified male. He did make a statement on his raggedy TikTok, right? And we're going to go ahead and listen to what he said.
That they also lied on that I cannot. But in about 27 days, we'll be able to get into those real conversations, and I'll be excited to sit down with the IRS and really dig into all of that. Now that everything will be put to bed in a few hours, I made a decision.
He's saying that all he has to do is 21 days now. That's what Dominique Morgan is saying. Dominique was supposed to go to prison for at least a decade.
It's been going on for 4 years. Gabrielle, you know exactly what happened. And that's why in that text message you said what you said in that text message. Almost 6 months after you was in cahoots with she who shall not be named, because people always say, well, Dominique, you don't talk about this and the third.
Why you ain't naming a muffin? Did y'all hear that part? Let me, he needs to go to Columbia with me to get them teeth fixed, baby. We ain't gotta have teeth imperfections in 2026, especially you done stole all these folks' money. You should be paying for my teeth too. Did you hear what he said? He, she, who remain nameless, listen.
Months after you was in cahoots with she who shall not be named, because people always say, well, Dominique, you don't talk about this and the third.
Okay, so there's a part two.
That indictment happened in in October of 2024. The first hearing was in December, and there was a request for a protection order over saying certain people's names. So even people have wanted me to say certain things, and I've just been like, I can't, because one, it's not deep enough to get on here and play on my own time to give y'all the tea, and two, I'm gonna do it in my own way, how I want to do it. So, cutting to a couple of chases of another. One, I always knew it was going to happen today, because that's the only reason that I made the decision I made. I didn't trust a trial. It took me a year and a half to get the discovery, and I got that in December. And the discovery, because they took it to a grand jury. They didn't just try to charge me with something. It was a grand jury.
So the shit with the DL Whisperer Venus is so deep, okay? I was supposed to have one of the DL Whisperer's close friends on, but we had to reschedule. So I'm gonna have her on to kind of explain some of these things, but they've got some sort of connection going on. They've got something going on, and it's something happening at that county and some connection that T.S. Madison has that is basically being used to circumvent this man. And it's absolutely insane. Here, I will tell you this though. Dealing with what I've dealt with on this platform with my husband, knowing when men have an issue with men defending women, I always thought that they only did it to straight men, right? So if a straight man heavily supports women and he supports them from a real place, not some we finna go sit down on the couch and have therapy and we're just gonna have girl talk about dusties. No, when a masculine straight man goes in goes in on men who put women in danger, He is attacked by those men relentlessly. They will do anything to slander, smear, or whatever. For some reason, I did not think that they would also do that to a gay male. I didn't think so. I didn't think that they would take them seriously. But men, no matter, even if they wear wigs and makeup, they will viciously attack the man who defends or protects women. Because you think about the very nature of talking about men being on the DL is for who? Because if you're on the down low, the caveat is you're in a relationship with the woman and you're not disclosing that to her, right? So everything is based on a lie. Everything's based on deceit. So that is a protection for women if they begin to understand, can see the warning signs, and are able to identify if they are with a man who may also be in a relationship with another man. They are saying that it is none of your business. That's bullshit. It's your business if your man is screwing anybody, right? But it needs to be said. Women need to know. Women need to know, especially Black women who have the highest rates of not only being loyal to the Black male community as far as who they will sleep with, right? But we also hold some of the highest STD rates. And why do you think we have the highest STD rates? Why? So men like from the manosphere will say that everybody's sleeping with the same man. No. And by the way, there are men in the manosphere as well that have been called out and uncovered for being on the down low as well, right? While they're talking shit about women. I've seen so much of what Quan or the DL Whisperer has said actually be legit, even with in calling out these men for their behavior against women. They absolutely have a pattern, right? So I said all this to say, why are women being told that they need to protect the indiscretions of men? Okay? Beyond the trans stuff or whatever, this is them trying to get you to climb Mammy Mountain. Why would you be standing in the gap to protect the indiscretions of men? Okay? It is nothing but a boys club, a pink panty wearing patriarchy, okay? That would put you in a position to say you're going to stand in alignment with these men. How dare you tell women that there is something wrong with them wanting to know, wanting it disclosed and discovered if the man that they are intimate with is having sexual relations with other men? Like, what's wrong with that? Okay? Rare Form says that's how my chart changes without knowing. Exactly. Exactly. So it's just it's insane. But also, how dare, and I'm sorry, I feel like anybody, you advocate for what you want, okay? Because I do not advocate for trans identified males to be hurt. I don't believe they should be harmed. I do not even believe that they are all our enemy. Some of them are, though, and some of them are, in position to influence in ways that are harmful to women. I'm sorry. I love women. I give a damn about women. I am a woman. I have I got 3 granddaughters. I got 100 sisters. I have, like, there is no way. The fact that women are, especially Black women, we're going without proper advocacy. We're having our images distorted, our numbers inflated with bullshit, right? You have women that are going to prison. And again, I'm not um absolving people of their wrong when they go to prison, but you got women going to prison and getting SA'd while in prison because men have got around to understanding the system. They can say, hey, I'm a woman. And then they could take their dicks to a prison and SA a woman. So there's, if you go to my Instagram right now, there's a story that I posted, maybe 3 years ago. I pinned it to the top because someone updated me in my comment section. Trans identified male goes to prison for SAing children. SAing children. And I need you to know that they are overrepresented. When I say they, that community is overrepresented in the prison system for sex crimes. For sex crimes. Look it up. Look it up. And again, they have a low population, but per capita for when they go to prison, they go to prison at an astronomical rate for sex crimes. Okay? I don't see any advocacy. I don't see them speaking out about that. I don't see TS Madison talking about things like this situation. Let me show you guys what I mean.
Trump's DOJ is coming after trans women in California prisons, and I need you to understand what this actually means. When trans women are housed in men's prisons, they get sexually assaulted and brutalized. This is a proven fact. That's exactly why I passed a law in 2020 to give trans people in prison the right to be housed safely. Now the Trump administration is investigating California, making the bogus claim that the law that I passed is somehow unconstitutional. They're trying to forcibly house trans women in men's prisons where they know they will be assaulted. And this isn't just about prisons. This is about whether trans people have any rights at all. They're trying to ban trans people from using restrooms, from getting health care, even from having a driver's license or passport. The Trump administration is working overtime to chip away from trans people's basic existence. And if we don't keep fighting back, they're just going to keep pushing to see what they can get away with.
So they're advocating for trans women's rights, right? This fella here, Tremaine Carroll, was placed in a female facility, right? This woman was placed in a female-only facility. And what has he done? He has been indicted for sexually assaulting 2 women while there. Now, it took a long time for him to get indicted, and let me tell you why. California law, the language of the law states that SA is something that a man does to a woman. There is nothing, they couldn't indict him at first because this was a woman on woman crime. And so if the state of California is recognizing this male and all of the other males that they're trying to recognize as women in their records, what that does, especially to Black women's image, is it inflates our numbers statistically to make it seem like women have the propensity to SA as much as men do. I don't see any of T.S. Madison's supporters. I don't see T.S. Madison talking about this. I just don't talk about it on the platform anymore because they attack you for telling the truth about them. But when I tell you, I could post, you know what? I might start doing it. I'll post it on my Patreon under the free tier every day. Okay. And again, I understand that people say, well, heterosexual people, they do, but nobody's hiding them. Nobody's saying that it's hate speech. Okay. When we talk about what these trans identified males are doing, what do we get called? Homophobic, transphobic, and all this kind of stuff. I call it biofemphobia. Okay. There is a phobia against biological women. Whenever we speak up for ourselves, whenever we advocate for ourselves, whenever we say, hey, no, this is a boundary for us. Oh, no, you're not inclusive enough. No, we don't have to be. We don't have to be. Because here's the thing, I will stand with them and fight for trans spaces, for them to have their own spaces, for them to have their own advocacy, for them to have their own recognition for what they need. But they don't want to fight for the T. They want to fight for the W. They want to fight for the W, because now they don't even want to be called trans. Now they're women. No trans included. Now, let's get to this paperwork. It's hard for me to talk about this without I am struggling to not go off, y'all. But let me get to this paperwork. Free Quan, y'all. Hashtag Free Quan. There's gonna be a march. Spiritual whistleblower. You guys might know her. She's organizing it. I'll get the details out as soon as I get all of them. And if you are going to be in those areas, I strongly ask you to support. If I can, I will too. Let me see something. Let me just pull this up so that we can see what T.S. Madison did in order to get Naquan locked up. Okay. Oh God, where is that one window? I might have to create another one. I hate when it does that. Here it is. Okay. So this is the court document. This is the court document from the case that T.S. Madison had with the DL Whisperer. And this is just the regular stuff. You know, this is where T.S. Madison first put out a restraining order after doxing him, right? After doing all of that. Let's go ahead and read this. Let me make this a little bit bigger for myself to read. Okay. The petitioner is a resident of DeKalb. Of course, we don't need to some of this stuff is just extra. But it's just basically saying on January 23rd, 2026, the respondent escalated ongoing harassment by coming to my residence, drove past my home 3 times between 9:30 a.m. and 10:51, yelling and demanding I come outside. He live streamed and posted online. He stated he would be back, and I'm in fear for my safety. And similar events may occur in the future. These acts had no legitimate purposes, happened at places other than the residence of the respondent. We're without the consent of the petitioner and place petitioner in reasonable fear for her or his own safety and or the safety of his or her immediate family. So let's think about this. At the end of the day, T.S. Madison, trans-identified male, wants us to believe that he was in fear of his life of the DL Whisperer. T.S. Madison outweighs Naquan by at least 200 pounds. Now, when this stuff popped off, the volume went away. Is something wrong with my sound, you guys? Let me know if my sound is okay. So, let me see. Right. So, Key got jokes as a big old Maddy. Exactly. So, at the end of the day, okay, you guys can hear me. At the end of the day, T.S. Madison was also putting out videos acting like, come get it. Acting, like Billy Badass. And this is what bothers me. Okay. After all of this, there was all of this press about how endangered trans-identified males are in danger, and everybody's trying to get them, and everybody's trying to kill them, and all this kind of stuff. That's what the sentiment was, right? They're in danger. Do y'all know what femicide is? Do you know what femicide is? Femicide is the unaliving of women and girls. Black femicide is the unaliving of Black women and Black girls. Let me explain, okay? In the United States, first of all, femicide is a worldwide issue, okay? And it is recognized in several countries, including this one. In fact, in 2020, the FBI said that it was near epidemic rates in America. And the epidemic was the unaliving of Black women and girls. So at that time, it was every 5.5 hours, a Black woman or Black girl is unalived. 96% of the time, who's unaliving them is a male, okay? Even though sometimes that male may wear a dress, right? To sit up here and legitimately act like you're in the same fear or even close to having the issues that women have as far as fearing for our safety is asinine. I've never heard this person speak on femicide. I've never seen her even say the word femicide. I've never seen it. But we want to have Black women advocating on behalf of T.S. Madison's safety. And again, I do believe T.S. Madison should remain safe. I do not agree with harassing anybody or harming anybody, but fair motherfucking exchange ain't no robbery. If you talking shit, because see, here's the thing. I'm Gen X. All this internet talking shit, I'm still getting used to people who just like to talk shit on the internet. I'm not a talk shit on the internet. If I'm legitimately talking shit to you, you should assume that if I ever see you, it's up. Because I don't just talk shit for my health. If I'm talking shit about you, it's up. But these new people, you know what I'm saying? These new folks or whatever, they talk shit for the internet. So if you talking shit to this nigga and this nigga talking shit back to you, fair exchange ain't no robbery. Okay? If I tell you to come see me and you come see me, I'ma deal with your ass. I'ma deal with you. Period. Period. And I mean, that's life. But this one wants to utilize the quote unquote white man as they act like they're oppressed, like typical nigga. I'm so oppressed, but let me go get this white man so that I can become a victim. Cuz that's all that TS did. So, let me go to TS's statements, okay? Um let me go over to what he claimed happened. So, you remember DL Whisperer was posting stuff and all this kind of stuff. But one screenshot is the one that got him in trouble. And I'm about to show you which one. You know, they even put a screenshot of him sharing something that Tasha K said. And this statement was, the fish men are jealous of the DL Whisperers' sudden rise to fame, and they are. His social impact needs to be studied. Anything he can post, I will. Ain't no restraining orders on me. It's always up. They're saying that this was the problem, but that wasn't the problem. I'm about to show you what the problem is. Um. Oh, and this is him just stating facts. Wait a minute, what did I do here? Not I knocked the thing off. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I knocked this thing off. How did I do that? 1 second. I don't know how I did that. Let me pull it back up again. Let me pull it up. So, Here it goes. Now let me get this out the way. All right. This is T.S. Madison's statement. But even before that, the screenshot that actually got him in trouble, let me show you guys what it was. The screenshot that got him in trouble is a doctored screenshot that has no date stamp, no time stamp. And that screenshot is the one where DL Whisperer says only a scammer would pay for a 1.2 million for a home appraised at $500,000. Let's talk about interest. I would much rather make a bad car purchase than a home that you will be paying for 360 months. I think someone is scamming, right? That's the screenshot that got him in trouble. However, this screenshot was doctored and it can be proven. But because of how they moved and how everything went down, there was no forensic activity, there was no fact checking, there was none of that. They took T.S. Madison's word for it. So let's finish this. So says, my name is T.S. Madison. I am submitting this statement to explain in my own words what I have experienced with an individual who operates under the name of DL Whisperer and why I am in fear for my safety and the safety of my household. I have heard T.S. Madison threaten people. Have heard, but now you a victim. Okay. For an extended period of time, this individual has targeted me online with harassment, fixation, and increasingly hostile behavior. I did not have any personal relationship with him, and I never engaged with him privately. Despite this, he repeatedly posted about me online, spread false narratives, threatened my life, attempted to expose my personal information, and encouraged intimidation. His behavior became obsessive and increasingly aggressive. T.S. Madison, you doxed him on a live stream. You accessed his credit report. You talked about things that you could only get through his credit report. Says over time, his posts escalated in tone and content. He referenced my location publicly, made statements implying violence and death, and stated that he would confront me in real life as a woman and especially as a transgender woman. So transgender woman makes you a special kind of woman that needs to be more protected than the women that are actually being unalived every 5.5 hours. I understand these statements as credible threats. They created fear and a sense that my personal safety was at risk. Yet this person was being Billy Badass online, brandishing weapons. Don't we remember? Do we not remember T.S. Madison brandishing weapons? Inviting it. Over time, his posts escalated in tone and content. He referenced my location publicly, made statements implying violence and death, and stated that he would confront me in real life. As a woman, and especially as a transgender woman, I understand that these statements as credible as they created fear and a sense that my personal safety was at risk. On the morning of January 23rd, 2026, his behavior escalated from online harassment into real world intimidation at my home in Conyers, Georgia. That morning, the individual drove past my residence 3 separate times. Security footage captured vehicle detections at approximately 9:30 a.m., 9:54 a.m., and 10:51 a.m. During these drive-bys, he yelled from his vehicle demanding that I come outside. This was not a single pass-by or coincidence. It was repeated, deliberate, and intimidating. In addition to physically coming near my home, the individual live streamed and recorded himself that same day, posting content online showing that he was in the area of my residence. He publicly stated that he had been there for 5 hours. I don't remember that. And he also stated that he would return, knowing that someone was repeatedly driving past my home, documenting it, broadcasting it to others, and announcing intentions to come back caused me some extreme fear and distress. Listen here. A dusty, broke, bum ass niggas that has been living in extreme poverty his entire life, who has been stalking me and my husband online for years, went live and said he was here in Las Vegas. Very similar to what Dia Whisper did, right? So what did my husband do? Like most men do. Went to go see the clown. What did the clown do? He ran like a little bitch. I'm saying that if you invite, and we didn't invite him, but T.S. Madison invited the smoke. You told the man come through. The man comes through. You supposed to go stand head up with him. Period. Like, stop acting like your arms ain't as big as his entire body. Like, what are we doing here? So it says, my home is supposed to be my place of safety. Instead, it became a location of surveillance and intimidation. I felt trapped inside my own house, afraid to leave, afraid to respond, and afraid of what could happen next. The fact that he chose to turn this into online content made the situation feel even more dangerous, as it showed a willingness to escalate and seek attention through confrontation. This situation is especially frightening because my elderly mother, Miss Mary, lives in this home with me. She is a senior citizen and should not be placed in danger due to someone else's fixation on me. His actions endangered not only me, but her as well. As a result of this behavior, I have experienced significant emotional distress. I feel anxious and hyper aware of my you feel anxious and hyper aware of your surroundings. I fear that he may return, as he publicly stated he would. I do not feel safe in my own home. This is not online drama or misunderstanding. This is a pattern of harassment that escalated into real world intimidation at my residence. I'm requesting protection now because I do not want to wait until something irreversible happens. I am asking the court to intervene, to establish clear boundaries, and to prevent further contact, surveillance, or intimidation. I'm genuinely afraid for my safety and the safety of my household. Oh dear nigga. Freakwine. Freakwine. The Freakwine. He's been calling and leaving messages on his account on Instagram, the DL Whisperer. Y'all, please, can, can y'all believe this damsel in distress? Can y'all believe that shit? T.S. Madison is like 930 pounds, 6'9". Exactly. The way she talked about somebody's children is insane. The children did nothing to her. Y'all, I'm just so upset. I'm just so upset for T.S. Madison because T.S. Madison is in so much danger. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, this damsel in distress was so afraid that Naquan was gonna whoop his ass like he invited him to, that he had to call the police. Poor T.S. Madison. Naquan is just so big and strong. And he ain't no telling what he would have did to T.S. Madison's big ass. It ain't no telling what Naquan would have did to T.S. Madison's big ass. I... He was so scared. T.S. Madison was so scared. Oh my Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. What was he gonna do? Oh my God. The DL Whisperer is such a bully. It's not right. I'm just telling you, it's not right. Y'all look. I'm sorry, but I he was in so much danger. Anyway, y'all look. I'm I need to get like I'm the reason why I'm joking now because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't even know. Aaliyah, do you feel like I said too much? Do you think did I say too much, y'all? I just anyway, like not your tears realer than Big Tim's. I just like we know this is a game. We know this is a game. Anyway, y'all, free Quan. Free Quan. She said I barely said anything. I I can't. I can't. Y'all, I'm a this pisses me off so bad. So bad. Like and it really it again, I feel like everybody should be safe, okay? No one should be in the fear of their life. No one I, but come on, nigga. Come on. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I gotta go. Um, I know it's Sunday, so it might be late for y'all. Do y'all want to talk about the Queen Op thing? Because I kind of do. Let me know down in the comments if y'all want to talk about the Queen Op thing. I gotta go. I literally gotta clear my energy. I'll see you guys later. Thanks you guys for coming through. But seriously, let me know what y'all think about this situation. I'll see y'all a little bit later.